9 here on the Radio Wammo Breakfast. Time now for the best ideas are free with Ben Young at bwagy.com. Good morning to you, Ben.
Good morning.
Today talking about growth hackers. What the heck is that?
So it's a term that I discovered. Well, someone has articulated a new job position in a nice way. A guy called Andrew Chen. He's a bit of a prolific entrepreneur and blogger in San Fran, Palo Alto. And so he's talking about the growth hacker, and the growth hacker is in technology companies the new term for essentially the VP of marketing, and their whole job is to look at how to grow the company, how to grow the users, and the different methodologies of it. And inside Facebook, there's actually a growth team, and their job is their job is to look at the complete path of how someone signs up, to entering all the details, to inviting their friends, to the point that they log out.
Right.
And they look at each of those steps and how they can, get more users out of that. How can they grow the company? And it's their goal was you need to get Facebook to 1 billion users, and that growth team is in at all levels, whether it's at the comms level or the technology level or partnership, like looking at importing Yahoo emails or Gmail emails and that kind of stuff. And it's really, really interesting. He's talking about something they did with Craigslist. And the key thing of a growth hacker is looking at other networks which you can sit on top of. So at Airbnb, which is a website that lets you rent out a room in your house to tourists or an apartment that you've got. And it lends itself to quirky and interesting places like tree huts or beautiful penthouse apartments or houseboats or even castles in some parts of the world.
Kind of like our Book a Batch, but for apartments and stuff.
Well, the key thing is that it's about letting out a room. So some people are letting out a room in their place. So it's kind of between Book a Batch and
Flatmates Wanted or something.
And Couch Surfers. It's a really, really cool business. And one of the things that they did is they let you post your listing on Craigslist as well. And so what they had to do is build an integration for that. And then every time a homeowner added their listing, they'd say, hey, why don't you post it to Craigslist as well? And they just kind of talk you through that process. But the key thing with that is every time they acquired a customer, they were able to push it out over to Craigslist, which helped them gain more customers on that rental, which meant they earned more money, which meant they could go and get more users.
Okay.
And so it's just a slightly different way of looking at marketing. It's about looking at each interaction point and how do we leverage that.
And often businesses just go out and buy other businesses in order to do that, don't they? And to take their customer base.
So it's a nice analogy to pull into everyday business, having someone or a couple of people or a team of people looking at everything you do in your business, making sure it's geared towards gaining new people. Like every time you sign up a customer or a client, are you looking at signing up 2 or 3 of their friends or 2 or 3 of the people they know? Are you rewarding them after a few months? What are the other things that you could do? Are there 3 people they could recommend to go in the email newsletter? There's lots of different ways. It's all about tapping into different networks and finding those. The classic one is just joining the Chamber of Commerce and letting people there know what you're up to, because that's a network and you just can kind of sit on top of that and help spread your message.
Right. What would be an example for, say, a retail business like a juice bar?
Yeah, juice bar. So right off the bat, having a Facebook page. Sitting on Facebook means you can tap into the about 2.4 million Kiwis in New Zealand that are on Facebook, and they're all nicely organised, and you can reach them with a few ads. Whereas in the past, you'd have to try and find all those people because they're all around society, but Facebook is one way to reach all those people. Okay. Or again with Foursquare. I forget the exact numbers on Foursquare.
How is that doing in New Zealand?
It's doing better than I expected. Most businesses have a check-in from Foursquare. If you have a look.
Really, for me, Foursquare, just on a wee holiday down to Rotorua for the long weekend, a couple of weekends ago, that was the first thing I went to when we got to Rotorua or something, and I was like, oh, what's around here? What do I do? I didn't go to a website or anything. I went to Foursquare and see if there was any tips left by anyone.
Well, that's the great thing about these networks, is that they surface information from your peers. So little do you know that all your customers are actually connected with some of your other customers and customers that go to visit other businesses. So if you can help organise them and help them tell their friends, you win. So like just sitting on top of Foursquare, you don't live in Rotorua, you're a Foursquare user here. You visit Rotorua. Suddenly, you're helping get the best out of that from other people that have used Foursquare.
Yeah.
So it's a great little example. People all around the world using Foursquare have been to Rotorua.
Yeah.
And they will have left little tips or reviews or recommendations.
It's really, really good. Interesting. Slight diversion, I guess, to what we were talking about, but part of that mix, isn't it? Yeah.
So that is the key thing, like making it someone's responsibility to look at everything your business does and then how you can grow that.
Yeah.
Another example is when you get direct mail, sometimes there's a few little slips of paper with advertisements for other businesses. That's kind of a growth hacker kind of mindset. How can I find other networks of associated businesses and put my message in with them?
Great.
Really, really
Some great tips. bwagy.com, where you'll also find this as a video, also up at qfm.co.nz. Thanks very much, Ben.